Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true.
Granville in St. James under 48-hour curfew. A 48-hour curfew has been imposed in Tucker community of Granville, St. James. The curfew began at 6 p.m. and will remain in effect until 6 p.m. on Saturday, February 25th. The boundaries are north along Tucker Main Road, about 818 meters from Sabina's Seafood Place to the intersection with Chambers Drive. East along Chambers Drive with 1,152 meters from the intersection with Tucker Main Road to Granville Police Station at the southern boundary. South continuing along Chambers Drive about 667 meters from Granville Police Station to the intersection with Fairfield Main Road. West along Fairfield Main Road about 1,582 meters from the intersection with Chambers Drive to Sabrina's Seafood Place at Tucker Main Road. During the hours of the curfew, all persons within its boundaries are required to remain within their premises unless otherwise authorized in writing by the ground commander. St. Catherine Barber suspected of committing suicide. The Above Rocks police have launched an investigation in the suspected suicide of a barber in St. Catherine community yesterday afternoon. Reports are that the body of a man, who was known only as Sanjay, was found hanging inside his house about 4 p.m. by a relative. The police were summoned and the body removed to the funeral home. Terror in Tucker. After a night of terror that saw residents covering as gunshot rang out, 7 houses and 2 vehicles damaged by fire, the police were on the ground in the community of Tucker St. James on Thursday to try to bring calm to the area. From as early as 9 p.m. Wednesday, lawmen told reporters residents were forced to take cover as armed thugs fired indiscriminately on sections of the community. Firefighters who responded to calls that a house and car were on fire were forced to flee because of heavy gunfire. They later returned after a strong contingent of police arrived and order was restored. However, by then 4 houses have been totally ravaged in the blaze, while 3 others have been partially damaged. A Toyota Vaxi was totally gutted in the inferno, while a Nissan AD wagon motorcar was partially damaged. There were no reported deaths or injuries. On Thursday morning, residents declined to comment on the flare-up of violence. There was a very visible police presence and lawmen have vowed to maintain order up to press time no arrests have been made. According to a senior police officer, the attack is believed to be in retaliation for Tudor's murder of 2 men nearby community in Granville. 24-year-old Rexford Jarrett and 29-year-old Erin Reed were fatally shot about 2:30 p.m. in the section of the community called Cut Bottom. While rumors have run rampant that new life has been breathed into an old feud between Granville and Tucker, the police have a different theory. The incident is believed to be a retaliation to some murders that took place on Tuesday. The men were trailed from Tucker to Granville and shot there, but it's not like Granville and Tucker men are at war. It seems to be Tucker and Tucker, the officer told reporters on Thursday. He asked not to be identified by name as he was not authorized to speak with the media on the issue. Because the police have had presence in Tucker, the men trailed them to Granville and shot them in Granville, he added. Councillor Michael Thorpe, PNP Council of Granville Division, is adamant that, though it has had its share of violence over the years, his division is not the problem in this. I'm vexed because Granville has been cool. From last year, no murder don't commit in Granville, proper itself. We have little problem in Petersfield Heights, and we quiet down there. Now we have this, and we are here outside a trail man and kill them, he told reporters. His immediate focus, he said, will be to help quiet the violence before it escalates. He planned to speak with Granville residents, especially the young men, to stress the importance of remaining focused on living a safe and crime-free environment. Up to Monday, the day before the shooting, that it said have been sparked from the latest murder of the St. James Police Division had numbers to be proven off. There have been an almost 50% drop in murders compared to the corresponding period last year. There were 40 in 2022 and 21 this year, a 47.1% fall. 13 people have been injured during 14 shootings in St. James up to February 20 this year, compared to 14 people injured during 13 shootings in 2022. Ministry warns of job scam on social media. The Ministry of Labour and Social Security is cautioning persons to be aware of flyers circulating on social media advertising job fairs for overseas opportunities, which is a scam. We are aware of numerous persons who have responded to these advertisements and paid fees only to realize that the individuals are operating illegally, the ministry said in a press release. Members of the public are being urged to visit the ministry's website at www.mlss.gov.jm to confirm the list of employment agencies which are licensed to operate in Jamaica before engaging with employment offers. Persons may also contact the ministry's Employment Agencies Unit at 876-676-5806 or via email at employmentagenciesUnit.ja@mlss.gov.jm for information. The Labour and Social Security Ministry said it has established a hotline at 876-553-5457 to facilitate reports via WhatsApp. Persons who believe that they have been fleeced are encouraged to immediately contact the ministry and to report the matter to the police fraud squad. Any individual or entity intending to engage in the recruitment of workers in Jamaica for placement in jobs locally or overseas is required under the Employment Agencies Act to obtain a license from the Ministry of Labour and Social Security, which is renewable annually. Any person found to be operating in breach may be subject to a fine of 1 million or up to 12 months imprisonment on conviction. Individuals and entities operating without valid license are urged to cease and desist and are strongly advised to immediately pursue steps to regularize their operation, as the ministry has zero-tolerance approach to employment scamming and illegal operators, the ministry stated. Wickedness: Transport boss lashes government after motorist slapped with $500,000 fine. Hector Newman, president of the Transport Operators Development Sustainable Services Stance, is calling for a re-examination of the Road Traffic Act by an international body over some of the more draconian measures outlined in the regulations. Newman said he had noticed two particular tickets, one which fined a motorist $6,000 for stopping in the left lane, sat in his vehicle kissing a female under no stopping sign, and another issuing a public passenger vehicle PPV operator, which asserted windscreen tinted excessively, which attract a $500,000 fine. Something is wrong with our lawmakers and those persons who craft the road traffic law. A man has a tint over the required 35 shade, and that man is charged $500,000. If that is not crime, if that is not wickedness in high places, it is nothing, he told reporters. Now I come out of my vehicle and kiss my wife and my girlfriend for that matter, and, wishing her goodbye, going off to work, and I am charged $6,000. Now the point must be made. It's no stopping sign, but that's a bit much. We are doing a series of town hall meetings. We need a town cry out for the international help to dissect the law. This act was crafted to plug the holes in the budget for $1 trillion, Newman stated. Under the Road Traffic Act and regulations, operating a motor vehicle specified in Regulation 2591, in time when motor vehicles cannot be clearly discerned at a distance of 150 meters, attracts a fine of $500,000. This is among several monetary penalties outlined in the Act and regulations, including a $10,000 fine for motorists who use a wireless communication device while driving, as well as smoking marijuana while attempting to or driving. This act is not meant to reduce fatalities. It is meant as a money-making policy, he stated. Some serious investigation need to be done at the highest level in regards to the new Road Traffic Act, and I am calling on international bodies to dissect the act, because it is not done, and done with alacrity, then serious things are going to happen in this country of ours, he further warned. Under the new Road Traffic Act and regulation, which took effect on February 1, a motorist who fails to use to the right of way to an emergency vehicle will be fined $25,000. Motor cars and cycles whose muffler system exceed 85 decibels will attract a fine of $10,000, while small trucks must not exceed 90 and large trucks 95 decibels. Operating a motor vehicle whose overall width or length exceed the specified in Regulation 259(1) can attract a fine of $50,000. Drivers who have modified their vehicles by removing the silencer or changing the system are encouraged to correct these parts in accordance with the regulations. Motorcyclists will also be fined $10,000 for doing a wheelie on roads. Other monetary policies include a charge of $20,000 for persons operating a vehicle that is not insured, $15,000 for operating a motor vehicle fitted with or which displays lamp emitting a blue light, and $10,000 for using a revolving lamp used to warn other motorists to indicate priority of movement in traffic. Unlicensed driving schools can be fined up to $100,000 in the parish court, while failure to prominently display the valid license or certified copy of license of a driving school will attract a charge of $10,000. A fine of up to $300,000 or imprisonment for up to 6 months will be given for false advertising that a person is the holder of a license to operate a driving school. Fishers report significant fall-off in catch following Recovery contamination. Fishers along the Recovery are reporting a significant fall-off in catch following the release of effluent last year by the Windalco Bauxite Alumina Company. Representatives of the Ministry of Fisheries conducted a tour of the affected area and held talks with fishers to hear firsthand how their trade has been impacted. Dr. Oliphant, Principal Director of Fisheries Compliance, Licensing and Statistics in the Fisheries Ministry, said the team heard how the fishers are reeling for the effect of the spill. The fishers have indicated that there is a decrease in the amount of fish they catch and an increase in the amount of effort it takes to catch the fish, she reported, adding that some fishers have gone out of business. Dr. Oliphant said the National Fisheries Authority will be assessing the situation to determine the way forward. This will include licensing and registering of the fishers so they can have legal access and rights to continue their trade. She said the licensing will be carried out on March 16, and the fishers will be sensitized at that time about their alternatives, including agricultural or fish farming. Dr. Oliphant said the information provided by the fishers will be collated and discussed by the team ahead of a full-scale testing and scientific research of the environment.
Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell.